Welcome to another edition of Wednesdays with Larijuana, right here on CannaWannaBuy.com. I'm your host, Larry Love from Medical Marijuana Radio, and each Wednesday we'll be right here on CannaWannaBuy.com to bring you the latest news and information on recreational and medical marijuana. And we're going to get very personal this week for you and your loved ones. This is a new study that finds that cannabis may prevent erectile dysfunction caused by high cholesterol. An interesting new study published by the journal Clinical and Developmental Immunology and the National Institute of Health has found that activation of the body's cannabinoid receptors, something done naturally by cannabis, can actually reduce the risk of erectile dysfunction in those with high cholesterol. According to the study's researchers, high cholesterol, which is the presence of high levels of cholesterol in the blood, is one of the most important risk factors for erectile dysfunction, mostly due to the impairment of oxidative stress and endothelial function in the penis. After studying the effects of cannabinoid receptor activation on mice with high cholesterol, researchers found that the CB2 activation decreased histological features which were associated with erectile dysfunction in high cholesterol mice. According to the study's lead researcher, these results have important implications that could lead to cannabinoids and cannabis being used to treat erectile dysfunction, which affects over 30 million Americans every year. Now, if you get that particular problem figured out, there's another study here that has to do with cannabis use in pregnancy. It's almost too taboo to discuss pregnant women and marijuana. It's a dirty little secret for women, particularly during the harrowing first trimester, who turn to cannabis for relief from nausea and stress. Pregnant women in Jamaica use marijuana regularly to relieve nausea as well as to relieve stress and depression, often in the form of a tea or a tonic. In the late 1960s, grad student Melanie Dreyer was chosen by her professors to perform ethnographic studies on marijuana use in Jamaica to observe and document its usage and its consequences among pregnant women. Dreyer studied 24 Jamaican infants exposed to marijuana prenatally and 20 infants that were not exposed. Her work evolved into the book Women and Cannabis, Medicine, Science, and Sociology, part of which is included in her field studies. Most North American studies have shown marijuana use can cause birth defects and developmental problems. Those studies did not isolate marijuana use, however, lumping cannabis with more destructive substances ranging from alcohol and tobacco to meth and heroin. In Jamaica, Dreyer found that the culture policed its own ganja intake and considers it a use spiritually. For the herb's impact when used during pregnancy, she handed over reports utilizing the Brazilton scale, the highly recognizable neonatal behavioral assessment that evaluates behavior. The profile identifies the baby's strengths, adaptive responses, and possible vulnerabilities. The researchers continued to evaluate the children from the study up to 5 years old. The results showed no negative impact on the children. On the contrary, they seemed to excel. Plenty of people did not like that answer, particularly the funders, who were the National Institute on Drug Abuse. They did not continue to flip the bill for the study and did not readily release its results. March of Dimes was supported, Dreyer said, but it was clear that NIDA was not interested in continuing to fund the study that didn't produce negative results. I was told not to resubmit. We missed the opportunity to follow the study through adolescence and through adulthood. So that is our report for today. It's Wednesdays with Larijuana, and we'll be back every Wednesday to bring you the best information right here on CannaWannaBuy.com. Feel well, everybody. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next week.